Let's imagine now our project. As I draw before, imagine this with the possible and the impossible. When I say a challenge, means you are walking and working in your project in this limit. It means it's not easy. And this is normal. This is part of what is to be a project manager. But when trouble happens, it's when you break this and you just lose your balance here, and then things just come here and they just, the problems just grow in a magnitude that you cannot afford. Another way to represent this is a graphic that I wrote in an article that is very nice. Let's suppose here, okay, the variance and time, okay? And then let's suppose that you put a threshold here, a limit, and your project is normal. It goes like this. What happens when this becomes here? This variance, let me just change the color. This variance here is an acceptable variance. It means it's part of the business. If you prepare a budget and you, for example, your budget is 1,375,025 and you miss 25 by 24, it doesn't matter. It's normal variance. It's normal variance. And even if you have a project that is so perfect, everything is so perfect as planned, probably there is something wrong. If you deliver a project to me and tell me that everything is perfect, I will start doubting. Because normal volatility, remember the concept of entropy. So this variation is normal. But there is a threshold. When things go out of this is when you have a trouble. This is when your natural ability to manage variance, to manage conflict, to manage the project needs to change. Your approach on managing a project here, in this, I would say, peaceful times, is one. On a crisis mode, that is this trouble, it's a different one. The sense of urgency, the sense of emergency, the decision making and the process must change, because if you do not change your behavior here, oh God, this will just skyrocket and then you will lose completely. Here you are already losing control. So this is the first thing you need to understand, and I will give you some tips later to understand, am I in trouble or this is just part of the natural challenge of my project? Some people with a super low level of tolerance, they think that everything is a trouble. I'm having trouble in this, I'm trouble in this. And many times when I meet them, I say, is this trouble or it's just the challenge of the project by itself? Because trouble is different. Trouble is when an accident happens. Trouble is when a critical equipment of your project will not be delivered anymore. Trouble is when you are operating in a country and then a war storms up. This is trouble. This is trouble. It requires you a different approach and a different handling.